1 week at a time. That is the mantra going into this week of the BBR. We took a big win last week to keep our playoff chances in our own hands. This week, we got to do the same against A12 to keep that playoff run alive. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel already, make sure you do. We are trying to hit 1,000 subscribers this year. Any subscription helps a ton. This channel's been doing super great the last couple of weeks and months with Emerald Open, all that going on. So get subscribed. We do so much good content on this channel. Let's get into the matchup here. You'll see a little difference. We got Heracross instead of Gyarados. Gyarados had some utility in some matchups, but was mainly there because it's a good Palathin check, and we just didn't bring it into the Palathin matchup. So the vision for me is not going to be there. It just wasn't going to work out, unfortunately. Without Terra, that got a lot worse. We got Heracross instead, which Heracross is pretty good. It one is a deterrent for Toxic Spikes, right? Because it's got the Guts ability. We can then use that Guts ability to deal a lot of damage, and people have been Toxic Spiking me all season long, so that's a new deterrent on my team. But let's get into A12's team. A12's team is super odd, right? He's got 4 grass types on this team. He's got like 2 poison types, 2 water. I mean, people are making fun of the typing composition, right? But he's got a few things we really got to be mindful of. He has the Meowscarada. Meowscarada is a great check, especially into these tornadus-therian teams. You run into a little bit of 4-slot move syndrome, especially with Volcarona on this team and our Chaladon. You're pressured for a lot of coverage moves, especially because tornadus-therian is going to be able to change it to a Terra typing that's potentially relevant against some of this stuff. Volcarona can switch into everything not Power Gem. There's a lot of considerations there from A12's side with how he wants to play Meowscarada. Ogerpon, Wellspring, we see our second Ogerpon in a row, kind of forcing the Terra on our tornadus-therian for basically the same reason it was forced on us last week against Antonio. Goldango is actually one of the most scary Pokemon in this matchup. I do have multiple Dark types, but my Dark types get nuked by Make It Rain, especially Choice Specs. So honestly, we even have to use Volcarona for that. There's so many problematic Pokemon to switch into, and I haven't even got to the Monkey Dory. Monkey Dory, not even that great of a Pokemon, but its coverage is so effective in this battle. So a lot of problematic Pokemon we have to run into this week on A12 side. From our perspective, our Spike game is really good here, outside of like the tornadus-therian, which is going to probably Terra. I was thinking Electric or Flying, but the Spike game is pretty good here despite that, you know? Like Cyclizar can come in, but Cyclizar dies to like a majority of my team here. Which is super useful, so we can pretty much kill the spinner early on. What else is really good from my side here? Volcarona comes back in this week, really good as a Quiver Dance endgame. We have to get a lot of chip on something like the Ogerpon Wellspring. It is not Terra in this battle, which is kind of different than what you usually see Ogerpon Wellspring in Draft League nowadays. But we'll have to get rid of the Toxapex as well. That's the main thing, though. I think Toxapex is a hard bring into a Krookodile team with our Chaladon, etc. Overall, I think this matchup is okay. I think like A12's team has a weird composition, but his threats are actually pretty good into mine this week. So getting into the sets, we have Nasty Plot tornadus-therian again, really bulky because we need this to be Terra Dragon to switch into Ogerpon Wellspring. He might not bring Play Rough. I think Play Rough was a little bit more free for Ant to bring last week. This week it's a little bit more tough because people aren't bringing a lot of Terra Dragon against A12. My tornadus-therian realistically should and could have been a Terra for the Meowscarada. A lot of different considerations there. I think he's not going to run Play Rough, so this Terra Dragon is going to be able to lock down that Ogerpon Wellspring. And we're Nasty Plotting him. We run Nasty Plot every week. And there are certainly a lot of arguments for we should have been running different sets throughout this week. But I do think Nasty Plot is decent here, mainly because I want to run heavy-duty boots. And, you know, some of the utility moves like Knock Off and stuff could have been useful. But just being able to break through and win games, I think, is still what we want to be prioritizing with this tornadus-therian as much as possible. Samurott Hisui, we're going full offense this week, mainly because we need the full speed to outspeed all Goldango sets. We could have been aggro creep, but like we're not gaining like 16 HP for no reason. That's just irresponsible. We're going no water coverage this week, right? Like he's got an infinite amount of water types on his team. And really we just want to be clicking Ceaseless Edge, Knockoff, holding things back with Sucker Punch, and his main potential switch in, or the main Pokemon we want to hit, is that Cyclizar. So we have Sacred Sword here to push through damage on that Pokemon. So Razor Shell, there's not really a use case for it, unfortunately, in this battle. So the triple Dark Stab coverage with the Sacred Sword. Our Chaladon here, we're Choppleberry. Really Spit F focused this week on this set. Mainly, we want to be able to live a Focus Blast from +2 tornadus-therian and either roar it out, depending on like the situation, or drop a Draco to put it in range of basically my entire team, is kind of the vision with this Pokemon. Roar is going to help against a lot of Pokemon that might just like randomly try to set up. Comfey is a big one that this Pokemon can handle. We do have some physical offensive aspect here to this set with the minus speed, so we can EQ stuff like the Toxapex and Heavy Slam the Comfey, because you know, if it's Calm Mind and Draining Kiss can actually break through this Archaludon set if it was Flash Cannon, so Heavy Slam there to solve that. Screamtail here, this is our dedicated Meowscarada switch in. Rocky Helmet's going to be nice. We just need to get a little bit of chip on that Pokemon, right? You want to just be able to put it in range of our next Pokemon, Choice Scarf Krookodile, which we'll get to in a second. Baton Pass is kind of the main thing here, mainly because Gholdengo gets so many free turns in this battle. Need to be able to kind of make a move to predict the Gholdengo turns. It's hard for us to predict against this team, right? Like between Meowscarada, Ogerpon, Wellspring, Gholdengo, tornadus-therian, Terra, and stuff like there's so many hard turns here. So as much as I'm not a big momentum player with these moves very often, especially in a team like this, I think it just helps simplify the game here. We have Wish just to heal up something like the Archaludon. If we use the Resist Berry early, we still need it for Comfey. That's going to be nice. And then Dazzling Gleam just puts damage on Pokemon like Meowscarada. Especially if we get a Draco on something like the tornadus-therian. Going to be nice to have Dazzling Gleam to finish that Pokemon off as well. Our main win con this week is Moxie Choice Scarf Krookodile. This Pokemon, especially after chip on the Meowscarada and the Ogerpon, EQ just like nukes this team. The only real counterplay he'll have to it after the fact, once those Pokemon are weakened down, is if his Tornadus or his tornadus-therian, I keep saying Tornadus because I have it, is Terra Flying. That's going to be his only counterplay. And even in that, we can like click up different moves, right? We can use Knockoff, Close Combat, and Kung Shot. We have a variety of different options we can click in these endgame scenarios. And then our other win con is Quiver Dance Volcarona in the same vein, right? Like if we chip something like the Ogerpon Wellspring, beat down a Toxapex that comes through, this Pokemon can definitely win us the game. And that is the team against A12. Should be a good one. I think this team has a little bit of holes in it, but I think A12's offense requires me to play into that a little bit. So we'll see how this battle goes. Let's get into it. All right, chat, we're back. Week number 6 of the BBR. We're 2-3. Really need this one to get us back into that playoff hunt at 3-3. A12 is 3-2, so this really important game defining our seasons. I'm leading tornadus-therian. As you know, we're Terra Dragon. A12 is Terra Flying, interestingly enough, which means that our Torn can put pressure on it offensively once it Terras. And that does help with our Archaludon, actually. Like, it's not a random type for that Terra Fighting, which could really ruin a couple of calcs. But yeah, let's just get it going. We see Meowscarada lead. This was one of the leads I expected the most. I really wanted to lead Torn anyway because it pressures Monkey Dory lead the best, and it was kind of the planned lead, even though it's a nasty plot set. It was a planned lead to just get the Terra off early, become a defensive option, and get us into the game that way. Without that Pokemon here, we kind of don't need to worry about Terra-ing too much. It'll be good to get Terra Blast online with Nasty Plot, though. So let's go into Rocky Helmet, Screamtail. This is going to be really nice. That does a little bit under 100. I'd like to get kind of a perspective on that set. Really like this because, one, the Rocky Helmet chip is going to be nice. I completely missed that, though, whether it hit Rocky Helmet or not. That's not going to matter too much here. It's not going to change any of my plays, at least for the first little bit. We are full defensive Rocky Helmet Screamtail here. We expect Gholdengo to come out, which means our first play is to always go into Volcarona. Volcarona, while it is Quiver Dance here, can operate as a Gholdengo switch-in to start with. When looking at this team, that was this Gholdengo that's coming in here, it was kind of the biggest problem, right? Like that Pokemon really was one that my team struggles to switch into. The combination of Ghost and Make It Rain is just super problematic. He's just going to go into this. Okay. So if I look at this calc, this did about, what, 80? This looks to be Jolly. Yeah, so it looks like we're Jolly here. Given this calc, it could be Nasty Plot. We do have the Chople Berry. I'm just going to go hard into our Archaludon. I have no reason to do anything else, right? Yeah, I'm just going to go into our Archaludon. This is my counterplay here for this Pokemon. We always live +2 Focus Blast for Modest Boots here, which is the most, I would say, the worst case scenario possible for this set. And we do see the Terra come off early. This Berry, hopefully, now, like, what we're going to have to do is probably sack this Pokemon, or at least most of the HP on it to do this. But we can also then just get aggressive and switch out if we want. He's just going to go for a raw Terra Blast. I would really like to know if this is Specs or not on this turn. We are super Spidaf. Wow. Is that a crit? Yeah, okay. That'll do it. So this is Choice Specs Terra Flying on a crit. No, this isn't Specs. Yeah, this looks to be Specs. I'm probably dead to the next one, is the problem. Do I have to sack our Chaladon? Is that my safest line through this game now? I can't go Torn. Man, getting crit here on Specs Flying is super, super brutal. I need this for Comfey too in the back, I think. I think I have to let this go. As bad as this is, right? Like, it's unfortunate. I'm gonna have to let this go, and I'm gonna have to remove the item here. Man, that crit's super frustrating. I mean, having loose counterplay into this Pokemon, look, is certainly not helping, right? Like, a lot of my game plans were focused around Terras that would hold back my Torn in the mid-game. The problem is Modest Choice Specs does a lot to, like, the majority of my team at this point. I think my best bet is to go Krookodile and knock off. I have to get rid of the item here. We lost a really big part of our team early, and like we could get aggressive, but I think a knockoff is fine, right? Like they can only Terra Blast. We always live this hit, and this gives us a lot more options to go for. So we're just gonna knock off here. They might play around Stone Edge here. Stone Edge is a pretty reasonable thing to play around, all things considered at this point. But yeah, a little bit frustrating. I also, one thing my calc I haven't updated is I do have Spidaf on my EVs instead of HP, so this will help a little bit. So, all right, so we know this is Specs Terra Flying, and we get the hit, the knockoff onto Charles Cyclizar here. That is Rocky Helmet. So you remove the item. What set is this? Do I like take a? Do I ever kill this now? I might as well just try to go for this kill, right? Yeah, I might as well take this. Getting Cyclizar out the way early would be really, really nice. I'm so bad. I need to put a thing there sometimes, I think. So this did what, like 60-ish? If this is the calc I think it is, I should be able to do it. And I can take HP on this Pokemon. I might as well just try to go for it on the Scarf, right? Like, it doesn't hurt to go for it. And you might want to protect it in the future. Or you might want to save this for the future as well. So, yeah, he is just going to switch out here. So let's just go for another knockoff. See if we can get another item out into Emergency. Probably the Comfey. Yeah, here comes Comfey. Again, a knockoff here. Remove another item. This is Specs. We're just Specs spamming here. We're literally just we're just fucking farming with Choice Specs is crazy work. I'm gonna go into Volcarona then. Volcarona, I think, should handle almost all Spec sets here pretty efficiently. We expect Fairy Move to come out, right? Like there's no other click that you're gonna make on this turn. And then we just see a U-turn. Would love to see a burn here, actually. Burn would be pretty nice. Nice, that'll help. The only problem is this Tornadus-therian is coming out here. And I kind of have to sack a Pokemon, right? Or this Thunderous-therian. I went Tornadus-therian on the calc, right? I think it's a mod, so it's probably Modest, right? The problem is I didn't get hazards up. I'm in a, this has put me in a really, really bad spot. So I gotta think, let's think about what our end game here is, right? Our end game here revolves almost entirely around our ability to probably get Choice Scarf, Krookodile to win this game. Need a chip on this. Modest is outspeeding my particular... Oh, I have to check my actual Volcarona set, right? My Volcarona set is outsped by Terra Blast, Terra Flying. Oh, I need to keep... Do I have to sack this Pokemon now? I think I'm going to sack this Pokemon, unfortunately. I wish I didn't have to, but I can't think of a better thing to go into here. I think everything's just so high priority at this point that I just have to let this Volcarona go. It could set up and win games on certain things, but I think my most likely win cons are going to come down to Tornadus and Krookodile. Yeah, this is kind of kicking myself a little bit for like the game plan I've derived, right? Like you kind of wish you would have had a better game plan, especially if I hit the Draco. I can at least threaten Sucker Punch on these turns. I have to go And I have to go Krookodile here. I have to keep knocking off, I think is what I'm priced into doing here. The problem is this sequence in this blender, 8-12 can just put me in pretty consistently. At least this is flying though. Like if I ever find I have to find an opportunity, I think, to get +2 with Torn here is my best out, right? And like dodge a triple axle. We got to start like finding actual win cons here, or ways to actually win here that work. Because the ones that we put ourselves into definitely don't right now. Also, not having Stone Edge is a little bit awkward for this, so I guess like Goldango holds that back anyway. Alright, he's going to give me the item on this, which is really massive actually. Is I'm going to be able to live this Terra Blast. Really, really surprised I got the item on this Pokemon. Now, if a hazard goes up, this Pokemon's dead. But, wow, I did not expect him to give me this item. The problem is he's going to outspeed me here now. Actually, no, I'm stupid. I'm still Scarf. I knocked off his item. I didn't lose mine. I'm knocking off. I got to take this Pokemon. He's not going to give it up, but if I get Rocks up, that Pokemon's dead. That Pokemon's dead. We might have pulled this one out a little bit, right? Like, we might actually be in, like, not like the worst spot in the world now. This Pokemon's losing a bunch of chip. Alright. The worst case scenarios of this game have kind of fallen apart now. Have gone away. Let's go into Torn here. Torn will be good. The only thing, like, if you U-turn in Meowscarada, that's fine. We can just go back into Screamtail. I'm okay with that. That gives me opportunity to get my rocks up. And I kind of want to see what my Torn calc is versus Meowscarada. I mean, it's obviously bad, right? On Triple Axle? Yeah, that's a horrible calc to see. It's so hard to click it when you know that there's the thing in the back, though, right? Alright, in comes Goldango. This is unfortunately a Pokemon I can't switch into really now, right? It's unfortunately a Pokemon I don't really have a lot of options to switch into. So I can't sack this Pokemon. I need to keep this. Do I just go for Heat Wave and hope it's not Specs at this point? Well, if I look at Specs, I live a hit always with Samurott Hisui, so I think that would be irresponsible to lose to Specs here. So let's just go Samurott. This was one of our best ways to get this Pokemon in. And getting a Spike Up is still nice, right? As long as we don't... Ooh, we dodged a Thunder Wave. You know, we need something to get back, right? We needed something to go our way this battle. And that's a massive, massive thing to go our way. Is to dodge that Thunder Wave. We'll take that all day. This is a free Ceaseless Edge. It is Colbur Berry, and if he just goes for something like a Focus Blast or a T-Wave, I don't care. I'll take that all day. A Spike is huge. I can still lock this thing in with Sucker Punch. And it's going to Focus Blast. I don't think I have a chance. I might have a chance to live this, but probably not. Yeah. Alright. That's fine, though. That's fine. We got a Spike Up, and we're advancing our game plan here the best that we can. And now, it's not true. This knockoff you can't really switch into, right? After the Spike, like, it's pretty much impossible for you to switch into this. The only thing is that I probably have to Earthquake here. What is the Goldango calc? No item on knockoff. No item on knockoff is doing enough to... There's no way you go Thundy, right? Like, Thundy is too important. I'm going to Earthquake here. I think there's a good chance that you give this Pokemon up. If you go Thundurus, you go Thundurus. That's a good play. I can't really contend with that. I didn't get my Terra off on Torn, which is tough. But I can't play to a risk of him staying in this knockoff eating, right? Like, I think, like, what are my paths to victory? This is one of them here. It's just he lets me take this Pokemon with Earthquake. All right, first Pokemon down. Look, this battle is certainly not over on my end. I mean, I certainly have a lot to do here. But this Choice Scarf endgame is still super powerful, right? Like, you have to go Tornadus here. Or Thundurus here. The question is do I mean, I have to switch, right? The question is can I risk going this Pokemon here? What are my paths to victory now? The problem is, alright, so the thing is, I have to switch, right? So the question is which one of these do I go? I think I have to go Screamtail here. I think that's just a responsible play. I wish there was a better one, but like, Thunderbolt's too free, right? Like, there's no way that I can allow him to Thunderbolt. He's gonna Volt Switch. Yeah, see, right? Like, it's just not... It's not a good turn for me if I if I just go into Torn, right? Like that's potentially game throwing. If I had the Terra up, it would be a little bit different, of course, but... Alright, in comes Monkey Dory. We don't really care about the Monkey Dory at all. Knockoff should kill Monkey Dory when we come back in. If it's Scarf, I guess, but... Yeah, I mean, we play around Scarf, I guess. I think I'm just gonna go for my rocks. I might as well try to catch him on an overpredict, right? Sludge Wave, that's fine. Okay. That's fine. I think we go Torn here. It's Torn or Krookodile. Torn or Krookodile. So knockoff kills. If I kill this Pokemon, do I just Gunk Shot win with Choice Scarf? Krookodile? I think I do. I'm gonna go Torn first, I think. I think I have to go Torn first. I think this gives me the most outs to win this game. Is if I find out if this is choiced or not, I just go for the Hurricane, right? Hurricane's a 2-hit KO. I'll Terra here. Does the Terra matter? What does the Terra change? Yeah, I'll just go for Hurricane. It forces... I think it... Yeah, I don't think the Terra matters much. But we'll go for it here. I expect the Sludge Wave, honestly, to just come out here. Or just to U-turn out. Alright, we are faster. Oh, that would have been nice if we went into Crook then. Oh, Confusion is nice. Hey, you hacked me earlier. give me this, right? Give me a little Confusion. Nasty Plot. Okay, that's fine then. I don't really care about Nasty Plot. This should die now to Terra Blast Dragon at this point. From this range, so let's just go for the Terra Blast and pick this Pokemon off. Why did it go faster than me? I'm confused. Why did it go faster? Is it like it didn't proc Quick Claw? Is it like a speed tie? This can't speed tie, right? There's probably the comment section and the background noise is probably screaming at me for missing something horribly obvious here, but whatever. So that Pokemon's down. I mean, this is what, Gunk Shot endgame, right? Like we're still in there. I mean, this is Triple Axle Masquerada. Like we just don't have the tools, unfortunately, to deal with that. Maybe I could have gone this instead of sacking Screamtail, but like I have to go Meowscarada here, right? Like it feels like unless like their set just doesn't answer it, that would be crazy, right? There's no way that could be true. I guess I shouldn't have Terra'd this because of the stupid Charles Cyclozar in the back, right? Like this was. Yeah, this is objectively stupid. Yeah, I'll take my L on making this play, on making the Terra play, and making myself weak to Draco Meteor. Do I live Draco Meteor? I do. Okay. I still do from Timid, no investment, which I'll take at this point. I'm not speed tying this, which is unfortunate. It just goes for the knockoff? Really? Okay. I'll take that then. Not sure. Maybe you just don't have the Draco. All right. I mean, like, this is like, wait, does Gunk Shot clean here now? I can Gunk Shot if there's no Scarfers in the back. The Comfey's not Scarf, the Thundy's not Scarf, and the Meowscarada might not be. This did get hit with the boots, or this did get hit with, what's it called? An item. So we don't know if it's Scarf or not. It's got a Triple Axle here, right? What's my best move to click? I got a Heat Wave here. Might as well just Heat Wave. Going for the U-turn. What? Do you not have Triple Axle? Does this just win? Oh, is this Choice Banded? No, that's not Choice Banded. That's just normal damage. So do I just win this game now? Does Choice Scarf Krookodile actually pull this off? Alright, we kill the Thundurus. The problem is I still have to lock Gunk Shot, I think. But I think taking this extra chip, right? Puts it in range. Why is this? Are we sacking all of our... I'm so confused as to what's going on here. Like, I feel like I'm looking at this and I, like, don't believe that all of these Pokemon are being sacked in front of my eyes. But does it matter what I click here? Do I Hurricane and lose the game? What's the EQ calc at +1 against Meowscarada? I think EQ might kill. Heat Wave might not kill. It might be... I'm going to Hurricane here. This might be a throw. Draining Kiss outspeeds. Okay. Oh, the Draining Kiss outspeeds. That's right. Okay. This does win then. Okay. I was so confused for a second about like how we were... What like the approach was on that turn. But that makes a lot of sense, yeah. The thing obviously has priority. So it's just trying to put it in range of draining his priority. But, so yeah, we're obviously not going to get this gunk shot off. Nothing we can do about that. Didn't even think about that at the end. But I don't think, I mean, that doesn't change any of the plays I make, right? I guess I shouldn't have teared my guy. Like, tearing my guy was a little bit annoying. It closed a little bit of risk with, like, using the Terra Blast. Like, I had more risk of obviously missing with Hurricane. But is what it is. I think that there were some difficulties I had in the builder this week in managing all of the offense, which led to a lot of the problems of today's battle, like the Terraflying Specs Thunderous. Like, my box just doesn't check that set well at all, unless I have a specific Terra for that specific set of my Torn, which then I have to Terra early. Hard to do that against, have that also be an answer for the, what's it called? The Ogre Palm, which didn't come. So a little bit unfortunate. I think if I wouldn't have gotten crit earlier, I would have gotten a Draco Meteor off, and we would have been in maybe a little bit of a better position. Would have been nice. Maybe we just take more risks with Hurricane, stay out of the Dragon typing. But oh well, that's a good game day 12. Next week we play against Amel, I think, and we got to win out to make playoffs. So we'll see how that goes starting next week.